And we're here. Welcome back to Senator Saint Podcast. My name's King Carter with the one and only Deuce Hype. We back, Deuce.
What up? What up?
We back, man.
Yes,
It's
sir.
good to have you back, my boy.
2024.
2024, new year.
Happy
new
New Year.
Hey, new year, new me. You got resolutions?
Uh,
Don't lie. Don't lie.
you know what? I don't want to say I got resolutions. I have goals.
You got some goals.
I guess that's another word for resolution. But most people don't do resolutions
Is
if
it
they don't follow up with them.
is the gym anywhere in there?
Like
in the
workout
resolution?
gym?
Yeah, like workout.
God no.
No?
Oh God no.
You ain't even gonna try?
No, I ain't saying we're gonna try, but the gym ain't in there.
But you know, we always say we're gonna try, we'll never try.
I'm gonna do stuff at home because I can't buy.
Bro, we be lying when we saying
No,
we're gonna do
I
stuff at home. We don't
cannot.
never really be doing stuff at home.
But listen, I can't spend $10.99 Planet Fitness and
You can't spend $10.99
and do nothing.
Listen to me. Do stuff at home.
Yeah, I'd rather use it for free.
Like what?
Push-ups, sit-ups.
Deuce, you did push-ups today?
I've been at church.
You do AM push-up today.
I've been at church.
Tomorrow, sit up.
No, but listen, I did because
I'm
listen,
joining CrossFit, bro.
they played Patrick the entire game.
Okay.
They did not sub him out at all.
At all.
At all. 4 quarters. He was tired. So I told him, you're gonna have to get in shape because it's gonna be more of these games. They probably gonna have you play the whole quarter or the whole game.
I got you.
I'm going to do it with him.
Mm.
I told him he gonna have to do most of the cardio, but because it's him that need to be in the shape that run.
Yeah, but you need to do some cardio too. Patrick, let's just
I'm in
lay
shape.
it out there, bro.
I'm in shape.
We are getting fat, my guy.
I'm in shape. I can play a 3 or 4 hour gig.
No, you can play a 3 or 4 hour gig
easily,
but you can't wear them for 3 or 4 minutes without being wasted and tired and gagging and throwing up. Boy, listen, man. We got sons, man.
Yeah, exactly. And
Your
that's
son out
why
here
when
hooping.
they run, I do push-ups. I do jump rope. I got jump rope in the car. I do jump rope.
But when's the last time you did it?
It's been a few months,
bro?
But I will get back to it. It's cold.
See, what I'm trying to do here with you is we're both going to start setting us a little bit of a schedule.
Okay.
And I want us to hold each other accountable and try to get,
So if you do 50 push-ups, I'm gonna do 50 push-ups a day.
Bro, we are fat.
No, we're not.
We need to do
wait, we ain't fat.
But why you
see these legs?
Boy,
That's muscle.
That's muscle.
Yeah.
Boy, listen.
I got a gut.
Let me ask you this.
That's it.
Why you trying to rule out cardio like we don't need it?
You know I've never liked cardio. I've never liked cardio. Hey,
but we need it.
Cardio is like a cuss word.
Oh my God.
Who enjoys cardio?
Nobody enjoys it.
So why work out? And do that thing now.
Because it's healthy. We trying to live longer this year.
Enjoy push-ups.
We trying to live.
I trying to do push-ups. Yeah, I'm getting sexy. That's why I do push-ups. This chest gonna get tight. Cardio don't do nothing for me. Just be like, I'm about to die.
Did you hear what this boy just said?
So, Bird, you enjoy cardio?
I was gonna say somebody mic him up. This is ridiculous.
I need to know in the chat. If you and anybody, you comment, post, if you watch this later, if you like cardio, then put it in there because I can't stand it.
Listen, this is a real question. Okay, real question. All right. Do you think let me start this. How much more do you think you weigh than you were in high school?
I already know. I know the answer to that. I was 100 pounds soaking wet in high school.
I'm talking about prime shape. Maybe after high school.
Okay,
when you're in
prime shape.
Yeah. Well, how much?
He was probably like 20,
how much
21. I was a good 150. But that's because I was going to the gym and I was working at Albert.
So you was a good 150.
150.
That's it. What?
Yeah. But I used to be skinny.
You did.
You know what I'm saying?
So you tell me what you are now.
I'm 250 pounds of straight sexiness. That's what I am. Hey, I'm just saying.
250 pounds of straight sexiness?
You got to love yourself.
My boy.
But I do, this shirt is telling. And it's telling all of it. So I know I need to.
It's counting to 250 by one.
Hey, listen. I am 50 pounds heavier than I was prime shape, hooping shape.
Congratulations.
50 pounds. Who said that?
I said that.
Oh, I'm 50 pounds heavier, bro.
I passed 50.
I
Get
used to
back
be
in.
around like 225.
Yeah,
220,
at peak,
225.
peak Rashad was 225.
Yeah,
Now,
225. That was peak.
he's never been muscular, but he was in prime shape.
Prime shape was like
I'm telling
225.
you, he played 10 games,
Rugby. Remember I used to play rugby?
hey,
225
10
was like,
pickup games,
yeah, that
go to
was
work
like,
for 7 days, do
yeah.
his extracurricular activities,
I
and
was
still
there.
be like, hey, what y'all want to do something? No, I
That
wanna go
was good. That
sleep.
was good shape, bro. But I realized, let me tell you when I realized that something was changing, right? My son, I was looking at pictures, and everything from my son, on my phone. Your iPhone makes like a little bit of like a memory thing. For
Oh,
me.
yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
looking
yeah.
at pictures of myself, and I realized just in the last maybe year and a half from when I was holding my son, I looked at my cheeks, and I was like, "What is going on?"
I wasn't
That
trying to
my
laugh.
cheeks
I'm
look
sorry.
like this, bro. Within RJ's about to be 2 in February. So I was like, in the last 2 years, I've gained some weight. So I kept telling myself all the time, I'm like, I'm about probably like 250, 255, 260, somewhere around there. And I wouldn't really get on the scale because I just mentally in my head, I knew that's kind of what I weighed. But when
Yeah.
I got on that scale in Publix, I was like, I'm 276. I said, oh no.
You can't never use the public scale.
Can't use the public scales?
No,
Man,
that
I was
scale off.
276 when I walked in
You're
Publix.
right. Because I went to one, it said I was 240. I went to another one, it said I was 250.
So don't y'all start lying to me.
I'm just saying, which one do I go by? The
Listen,
240?
I just
I
know
went and bought one for the house.
you went and bought one for the house.
So it sits in there in the bathroom.
Mm,
And when I'm feeling like I done had a good day, I did my fat shake in the morning.
yeah.
I had a light lunch, exercise, and hadn't had dinner yet. That's when I weigh myself.
Mm.
I need to do mine when I wake up.
And I'm still not happy with the number I get.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, I don't go past the 250 mark.
Yeah.
Thank God for that. But yeah.
But I'm just saying, we got to make some changes, man. I got a son. I got to be out here, doing things with RJ.
There's other things
You
we
know
can
what I'm
do.
saying?
You ain't gonna do that.
Like what?
You can fast for a week. You can do a fast, you lose weight.
This boy said fast for a week.
Listen, when we do fast at church, bro, I drop weight. One fast we did, I was 245. I went all the way down to 230. Just because
That's
we were
good.
fasting and eating only certain specific foods and drinking just water.
Okay, so why don't we just change the lifestyle about what we eat?
I
and what
like
we
chicken.
consume? Oh, you can eat chicken.
Let me be a little bit more specific. I like fried
Fried chicken.
chicken.
I'm saying what's good. What's wrong with that?
Hate to do it on the
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? You hate to be that guy. But
Right.
Right.
I'm that guy.
Yeah.
But we also could, throw a little bit of exercise in there because we ain't doing enough.
I'm always
I used to work a
exercising.
job to where I used to do pest control, and I used to also spray lawns and stuff like that. So I used to be working outside a lot, but now I don't do that. So
I work outside. I'm always
yeah, but you
exercising.
work outside, but
That's me vacuuming cars. That's exercise.
that ain't no exercise, boy.
What you talking
You
about? Just
vacuuming
me-
the car
just me
don't count as
scrubbing. Just
exercise.
me scrubbing.
No, that doesn't count
That's
as exercise.
arm work. I'm using all these
When's
back
the
muscles.
Patrick? When's the last time you jogged anywhere? Anywhere? Stop.
Y'all see
No.
that basketball game last night?
Because he ate
No, I did. I had to get something.
out the car.
No, I had to go do something, and I jogged, and I did not.
You-
Earl's Hideaway. I had a gig.
Okay.
I was parked like maybe half a mile, maybe not that much.
You weren't parked a half a mile from Earl's. I know you was.
Okay, I was at that before that Wells Fargo. That's not.
Oh, that's
not.
not. That's a.
I
that's a
jogged the
good
whole
distance.
way and back. Didn't get winded at all.
For real?
I'm in shape now. Don't do this gut food now.
Hey,
I just ain't running no sprints.
hey, little adrenaline there. You was a little late.
That first set was all
That
pocket.
first time, all pocket. Not a
All
lick in
pocket.
sight. Not a lick in sight on that first set. I'm just saying, man. I think we need to be a little bit healthier.
Okay,
I would like my homies to keep me accountable, and we all try to.
Let's change
That's
some
all I'm
eating
saying.
habits first. I can do that first before I go out to some exercise.
I'm gonna throw out just a little bit of delusion
Okay.
because I feel like when I'm active, I can get just about anything off.
When you're active.
Yeah. My problem is my life has gotten sedentary.
Mm.
But I got a couple homies that's like trying to stay on us, or we're all going to work out together. Some of them workouts be pitiful.
But y'all be doing it.
But the work happens.
See?
I'm talking about pitiful. I got a mental block in my head. Like, say, for example, if we were to leave here and go to like Disney Springs, I could walk around nonstop all day, run around, chase people, do all that stuff all day.
Right.
As soon as I touch the button on that treadmill, my left knee starts
It start hurting. It just start aching. You start aching out of nowhere.
Go from a knee to an ankle.
I feel you.
Hamstring.
Last time I went to the gym, Planet Fitness, before I canceled my subscription or service, whatever they call it. I go on a treadmill, couldn't find a song, so I was like, man, I'm out. Got to have the right workout music.
Boy, it only take a little bit of something to throw you off, baby. My boy said he got on a treadmill and couldn't find the right song and left the gym.
Somebody left that water fountain on. I need to go turn it off.
Man, sweat stains on here. I'm out. Pump this. Dirty. I'm out, bro. Anything, hey, any little thing to get me out the gym, I'm using it.
Hey, Patrick couldn't find the right.
It's dark outside. I got to go.
Left the gym.
What's bad is, as a musician, he knew exactly where that song was. Too.
I could have easily typed it in. Easily.
I
know
He
what
skipped
song I
right
need.
up to it.
Yeah.
And skipped all the way right back.
Yeah, that's when
Patrick,
you
why
press
you-
shuffle.
Why
and
you leaving, Patrick?
Listen, you press shuffle on all them songs. You know exactly what
This
song
ain't
it
your
is you
right
need.
song.
You just press shuffle.
Oh,
the first
my
10,
Lord.
like, man, this ain't hitting. I can't do it tonight. This ain't my night.
Boy, listen to me. That is the funniest thing I've heard all day. Boy said he left it. He got off that treadmill because he couldn't find the right song.
Yeah.
I got the wrong iPad in here with me. Let me go back out to my car.
Right. These ain't the right
Boy,
earphones.
he
These
couldn't
ain't the right.
accomplish nothing.
Hey, these ain't the right earphones.
Oh,
You
my
got the wrong
God.
earbuds.
Bro, earbuds, you gotta get up out of
I
there.
got the ones that go over my head. I'm
Oh,
sorry. I
my
need the ones that
God.
go in my ear. I'll
See,
be back.
this is why we need to do it together. Because I would have told you, I said, Patrick, where are you going?
Well, you know me,
Can't
bro.
find the right song.
Hey, preacher's back. I'm like, I'll be right back. I gotta go grab something.
Yeah, whatever.
And he would have seen
Oh,
my
my
camera. He would
God.
seen that camera
This
pull
boy
out.
got me crying. That is hilarious. Valentine's Day coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Patrick Williams.
Oh my God.
Second.
Patrick.
Uh-huh.
I said Valentine's Day coming up.
I heard you. Do you really? Okay.
You want to add anything in there today? Valentine's Day is coming up, you know. That time of year where we show love and appreciation to those who we care about.
I don't know what you want me to say.
You got anything?
Yes,
planned?
Valentine's Day sucks balls. That's what I got to say.
That's what you got to say.
Listen,
Listen,
On the
man.
Sin of the Saint podcast. We praise God for Patrick's contribution.
Hey, we got plenty of time. It's what's today? The 7th? No, today's the 8th,
yeah,
right?
7th. It's the 7th.
Today's the
yeah,
7th.
plenty of time for me to
Dude, you
think
got
about what I'm
plenty
not
of time
doing.
to think about what you want to do. You know,
Move past that day quickly.
but you're gonna do something though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Something to look forward to.
Mhm.
Mrs. got something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
You don't look confident.
Hey. Nah, I did. You be proud of me. I did turn out a gig though.
Did you?
I did.
My boy.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't never seen Deuce turn no
Hey,
gig down.
I was
boy.
off of the Valentine's Day gig, paying good money. But I thought about it.
You
I was
thought
like,
about it. He was like, nah, I'm
even
gonna
if
take
we
my
don't do
wife out.
nothing, the thought if I do a gig and not ask, be considerate. See, I'm learning. Because listen, we can go back into history. Rashad know how I feel about this day. I
I'm
love
proud
it.
of you, boy.
I'm talking about the Grinch when he looked at that book and that one person he said, "Ooh, I loathe you." That's how I feel about Valentine's Day.
But you're doing something, man. I'm glad. I just don't understand. I'm glad he's doing something though. He actually Patrick has no problem working and doing whatever he's got to do on Valentine's Day. Never had a problem with it. We'll do it all the time. And
Because Rashad was right there. See, the year was
Here you go, blaming
2007,
stuff on me.
right?
Here you go, blaming stuff on me.
Because people like to show you what they get. I, as a youngin in the game, dating this, I'm dating this fair lady, fair skinned lady, as we'll call her. I skipped a day in college on a full ride scholarship at Indian River Community College at the time. And I go down to Jensen Beach Mall. Now, mind you, I'm only working 20 hours at Albertsons, getting paid every week. So I go buy a bear, a big old card, chocolate, flowers. I worked at Valentine's Day, made plans, got off work smelling like straight up lobster and salmon and crabs.
Yeah, he was funky.
Go to her house.
Yeah, I remember that.
Call Carter. Like, oh, bro, I'm about to go. You know what I'm saying? I wait for an hour. I wait for another hour.
Well, I'll be going.
Laugh, bro. I will cuss.
I don't have the beep button ready. Hold on.
I was gonna say, don't do it. But listen, I'm sorry, brother.
You know what? You know what she was at? She was on another date.
Yeah, she was. She was
Somebody
on another
else.
date with somebody else. She was on another date.
So when I go home and my sister see me, she see me on the floor prostrate, just head on the floor. Just
We'd like to pause and take this moment to make this PSA for mental health counseling and awareness. This was 2007.
This was 07.
And it's now
24.
2024.
24.
I'm over it.
No, you're not.
No, you ain't.
There's a little boy inside that thinks Rashida's gonna be out with another man.
Listen. He was, when I tell you that boy was so upset that day, I felt so bad for you though. I remember feeling really, really bad for you that day.
So
I couldn't believe she was out with somebody else. After
so every day after that, every time we had a little rap group called No Pen No Pad. We won't talk about it right now.
No mention.
Hey, No Pen No Pad. Shout out Kevso,
T Ross.
T Ross.
You know what I'm saying? Shay Shiesty, all of them. But so it's videos out there on YouTube, No Pen No Pad Productions, just in case y'all want to see it. Every rap after that, every freestyle, it was I hate this leap. I hope she falls on something sharp. So I was hurt.
He used to rap this since.
Oh yeah,
he used to rap this.
I'm talking about Gladly.
Yeah, he used to rap this.
So he was like the original dark skinned Drake.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, for real. He was. He was. It was straight. It was straight. I hope you die type of stuff.
Oh yeah, I was on that.
That's very strong.
Oh, it was very strong. Very strong.
All because she was out with another dude. Now, I'll be honest. I always wondered why you waited for that long. You really liked her.
I did.
There's no possible way that I was.
Bro, I don't know if you was. Remember we went all at the movies at one time? I thought it was going to be something nice. It was me, you, Tracy, and Jihad. We all went on the movies. Then we went to Denny's. We all thought we was good. Y'all was like, but y'all looked good together.
That was a good date. That was a good date night.
I would go to her house, her mom's house all the time after work, bro. We chill. Everything seemed good. But remember that one time, this is what messed it up at the court. We was going to the court. She didn't answer the phone. Remember how we used to just joke? If you didn't answer the phone, we were like, I effing hate you.
Yeah.
Remember I did that?
Yeah, I remember you did that.
Yeah, I shouldn't have did that.
Yeah, she was upset about that.
Yeah,
she took it serious.
Yeah. Because I was like, I effing hate you. On the when people used to listen to voice messages, when voice messages meant something.
So you left evidence of your hatred.
Yeah, he did.
On but it was voicemail.
He was joking. Joke. He was joking
because it's something that we did as homies.
She definitely didn't take it.
Oh yeah,
that way as a joke. She definitely took it serious. But what I can say is that I don't think she was refrained from exploring her options that whole time.
I don't think so either.
So what it sounds like is that you made the mistake of overestimating your position with somebody.
That's exactly what he did.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he did.
And as a result, you now have developed a complex about Valentine's Day and what you.
Oh no, that was before Valentine's Day. I already hated Valentine's Day. He can tell you that.
Patrick here's the thing. He's always had this top tier woman that he wanted, right? And for some reason that if he couldn't have her, then nobody else should have a happy time that day or something. He had a complex of like, if I can't have her, nobody can. If she ain't gonna date me, then nobody can date her. And he carried a lot of
don't
hatred.
give me that look.
He carried a lot of hatred in his heart for that particular time. So when we used to say, hey, Patrick, we doing this double date, triple date, whatever, Patrick just always had something bad to say. So I took it upon myself to help him get the one that he wanted. So when that happened, I was so happy because we seen some of the best Patrick that we ever could see in a short amount of time.
Well, this Patrick is leaving because I got to go to church.
Go to church, my boy.
I'm gonna see. Hey, listen, I do hope y'all have a great New Year, and for those, I'm sure we'll do another episode. We'll dive deeper into Valentine's Day. I will have a plan of what I will do or potentially do next time.
And as a matter of fact, what I was going to also say is that we are going to do this triple date situation with me, you, and Alex, and the wives.
Grind and gravy.
This is going. No, we're
We
not
ain't
going to
grinding
grind
no
and gravy.
gravy.
We're going to grind and gravy. We're
Y'all
going to
gonna
grind
give it a
and
chance one
gravy.
day?
But what?
One time we gotta try it.
We will decide what happens on the triple date.
And you
Yeah,
tell me.
you
Just
don't
let
get a
me know.
chance.
Okay,
No,
I'll meet y'all there.
you know.
No, I will because if y'all let
I
me
think we
decide,
got
we
to follow
going.
behind Patrick because we might pull up to a restaurant and he don't agree with, and he will keep driving. Him and Rashida will go somewhere else.
Where y'all at? Oh yeah, we saw.
Yeah,
We just didn't want to go there.
And he
We over
does
here.
that. He's done that to me a bunch of times. Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's $40, and now I ain't going to that. I'll see you next time, my dog.
We really was in the mood for some checkers.
Yeah, for real. He does that for real. He's always done it. All right, my boy. Tune in. All right, Alex.
I'm gonna walk on around, but let me pull up my phone so I can see the
Comments.
comments. Give me 1 second.
So, Pastor Alex.
Don't pass the Alex me now.
All right, listen. There's some things I definitely want your opinion on or your perspective on.
All right, look, before we do that, just a quick disclaimer. We trying out some new tech, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And now ain't nobody back there to mess around with it. So if we get a little blurry, it's not you, it's me.
Alex got
don't know
these
what I'm
shiny
doing.
toys.
I don't know what I'm doing. We learning on the job. Other than that, man, go ahead. What's going on? It feels good. It feels good to be on the futon.
Listen, man. First of all, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you set this whole situation up because I have no idea how to work any of this stuff, man. But you know, me and Deuce been having plenty of conversation about some of these things that are going on. I definitely wanted your perspective on some of the things that are going on, especially in ministry right now. I'm gonna bring it up, but there's a big elephant that we all have been talking about. And if you feel uncomfortable talking about it, then don't. But I definitely want to know what you think about it. You know, what are we? And I'll tell you where I stand, especially in regards to this man of God. Who I'm talking about is, you know, the Bishop T.D. Jakes and this whole situation that's going on with him now. Now, frankly, straight up for me, I don't believe this madness. Now, I'm not going to say it's not true. I'm not going to say this, but I'm just saying for me, you know, unless there's some kind of evidence or something like that, I just don't believe the man of God has done so much good to where I believe that he deserves the benefit of the doubt. Right. So, what do you think? Why do you think there's been such a mess, especially with trying to tie him to Diddy and that whole situation? I got a pretty good radar on who's sweet and who's not. I've always, you know, thought about this Hollywood stuff, you know, and you know, I can tell when there's some sugar, you know, with certain situations. I'll be honest. I something to me has always been a little bit different about Diddy. I don't know why, but it's always been something a little bit different. But why do you think it's all tied in like this together? And what's your opinion? What's your standpoint on this?
Well, on any of it, I would say the first thing is I understand that we have some pretty detailed accusations for some of it.
Yeah.
But for any of it, I would rather let investigations, court proceedings, and the whole nine play out before I too loudly take a side one way or the other. Um, I think one of the biggest problems with the society we live in is it's often become guilty until proven innocent.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody can come out and say something about you
Right.
without having any level of evidence or proof of what it is that they're trying to say. And then as a result, they either get a huge payday because it's cheaper to just pay them outright than it is to defend your name in court. And when you do that, you're assumed to be guilty because you paid, or just the fact that the assumption exists essentially makes you guilty.
Right off the bat, right?
And that's why one of the things that's so important, if it's taught me anything, and if there's anything I'm trying to take from it, is it's the importance of a good name and good character. Because when things like this arise, if you've done the work and if you've demonstrated a certain level of character, a lot of times you don't really have to go to bat for yourself, unless it's something legal per se.
Right.
But what'll happen a lot of times is your character will actually fight for you, and your name will fight for you amongst people who it matters to. Now, of course, the world is going to be the world. They see an opportunity to put a chink in the armor of somebody who we hold in high regard. They're going to take their shots.
Mm-hmm.
And look, let's just be honest. I have a rather grim and horrible sense of humor at times. I've seen some pretty funny jokes.
I laughed at a lot of them.
Now, at the same time, I could only imagine what either one of those brothers feel like being on the other end of those jokes. But I would just say I'm willing to wait and allow time and process to show us what exactly we should think and believe about either of them. I mean, I have a bunch of TD Jakes books in my libraries. Of course, I've heard the sermons. I don't put anything past anybody, no matter what it is they display or don't display.
Mm-hmm.
Anything is possible, but not everything is true.
Exactly.
So I'd rather just take the stance of I can chill out and wait, especially when he hasn't seen the need to be overly opposing to what was said.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of taking the stance of he's not going to come out and substantiate certain lies. So I'll just wait.
Just wait and see.
Yeah.
Right.
And honestly, that's what I do with a lot of people. Because we're just in the time where things are just kind of flying around about a lot of people. And most of the time I don't get too overly emotionally involved. Of course, when it's one of your heroes, you feel a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
a pluck. And sometimes we rush to the defense of people just because that's what we do in our human nature. But I think if anything, I've also seen the other side of the coin where you jump too far to try and defend somebody. And then it turns out they did everything and more
And more.
that they
Right.
were accused of.
I was like that myself with R. Kelly, man. I hate to say it, man, but it's true. And I mean, all the signs were there, but I just didn't want to because I mean, come on, man. And I just feel like
It's like your mind was telling you no,
my mind was telling me no,
but your body
but my body
was telling you yes.
was telling me yes. It's hard I can't even hardly skip past the R. Kelly song on the radio.
Hey man, what you do in the privacy of your vehicle when you by yourself
Listen,
or
man.
with your lady is your business.
Man, I can't hardly skip past it. It's good. Some of that was good music, man. I just have a hard time now. But it is what it is. But in the sense of Bishop T.D. Jakes and everything that's going on, man, I just call it like I see it. I don't really know exactly what happened or what's going on, and I don't think nobody does. So I always said, give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's wait and see.
And this
what
is part of the
happens,
reason why it's so important not to put people too high on a pedestal.
Right.
Because there are some people whose faith and whose relationships with God has already taken a hit because of where they held him. And for that to
True.
even be named puts a chink in the armor. Or there are other people who will fall away if something were to actually happen.
True.
But the way I see it, for he as well as any other person, sure, I may hold you in a certain level of high regard, but all I know is you on stage, you on camera. I know your work, essentially. So
Exactly.
I respect your work, and I pray that God deals with whatever goes on behind the scenes, because we all got something.
Right.
Lord knows I've got some things that I hope, never make it out about me.
Right.
None of them are illegal, praise God. But at the same time, there's a level of embarrassment that comes with exposure, or even that comes with accusation. So just because I always have that, it could be you in the back of my head,
Yeah.
I handle all this with kid gloves.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I just even with celebrities and stuff like that, I've never been one to really like grab a hold of a certain person and put them on like a certain kind of pedestal, because I don't know these people. They put their pants on the same way I put my pants on every day. I don't know these people. Everybody has certain kind of strongholds, things they deal with. So I never really try to, you know, put anybody on a certain kind of pedestal. But I also give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I don't
Right.
I don't say we, crucify anybody until you know what the actual facts are, until we've done the due diligence and there's a research and everything has been done. And then we can make a decision on if you're going to decide to uh I guess judge somebody or not. Now, I, I will call a spade a spade now,
Right.
because everybody in Hollywood can't be lying when it come down to this whole homosexual situations to get where you want to go. Now, I've heard this over and over and over and over again. Now, I've always said, there's got to be some kind of truth to that, because everybody's saying, I always believe there's a little bit of truth in every lie, right? And I honestly believe that everybody ain't lying. There's got to be some kind of truth to it. Now, with gatekeepers and all the other kind of stuff, Diddy's on the top of the food chain. God knows that whatever he was doing, I pray that he ain't rocking with that no more, and has learned definitely a life lesson between how he needs to be treating women and all that other. God knows, I hope he's learned his lesson or whatever, and don't have to deal with this kind of stuff. But at the same point in time, you know, I have to call a spade, man. Something's funny is going on. I'm not gonna say I know what, but something funny has been going on.
Yeah, I definitely understand the where there's smoke, there's fire mindset. But this is part of the reason why when you take I hate to call it more mature, but when you take a more developed mindset towards these things, there are certain things and certain stories that we don't even have the responsibility of getting entangled with
Right.
as men of God and believers. Now we've kind of found ourselves being sucked into this one because
Yeah.
they done threw out TD Jakes. So whenever you throw a Christian in anything
Mhm.
now, every Christian supposedly has to come to the defense, and it's not even really for us to do that, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, but one thing I do know is that God always has the final say. And I think that we're finally getting to the point where, when it comes to the evils of the music and movie industry, a lot of the veils are being pulled back. And we're starting to see some of the things that people have been hinting around about for a long time. And it's been a long time coming. And a lot of us need to actually see this so we can fix some of our aspirations and fix some of the things that we set our eyes on, as far as what we set as goals and things of that nature. So it's all going to work together for the good of those who love the Lord. And even if it means that there's some cleanup that happens within the kingdom as a result of what's said outside of it,
Yeah.
it all still works to our favor, by sharpening us and sharpening our focus where it needs to be.
Let me ask you this. You're a pastor. How do you guys, you other pastors, other leaders, how do you guys hold each other accountable when things go south? And the reason why I'm asking this question is that I was watching a clip somebody sent me, and it was uh, this pastor bishop. I don't know what his status was, but he was giving a christening to a family, and these family that was up there, they happened to be same sex. Um, so that was one instance that I've seen at this particular ministry. The other thing that I seen is that um, they turned like the church into a club for the night, you know, um, playing secular music or whatever else. People was having a good old time, and all of that. And at at some particular point, I mean, it looked like it was kind of hard to distinguish the difference between something in a godly fashion and that. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to distinguish the difference between the two. I think I could have had just the same experience whether if I was in a club or if I was at church. You know what I'm saying? Just somebody like you guys reach out to each other and say, "Hey, brother, I don't know what you got going on over there, but that ain't of God." Do you guys hold each other accountable in that manner?
When you allow people to, yes.
Mm.
Not all of us seek out accountability, unfortunately. And some of us get to a level where we operate under our own authority and we become our own accountability partners, even to the point where sometimes it's hard for God Himself to work correction in our lives because we're so sold on and bought into our idea of what's needed that we don't really want to hear from anyone else. A lot of us hide. The only time you see us is when we come out to the pulpit or the stage to do what God's called us to do. But from the second we leave that stage until the next time we come back up, some of us have no real accountability, no governing bodies who, you know, covers anything for us. And when we get to that level, that's when we find ourselves in the most trouble, the most turmoil, and in the most danger of missing what it is that God has for us. Now for me personally, I've started to come more out of hiding and tell on myself with people I can trust because I know that trying to fight these battles on my own actually makes it easier for the enemy to defeat me
Right.
because I can talk myself in or out of anything pretty much. And it's like I always tell people, every now and then, just because of my personality and my willingness to push boundaries, sometimes I need to be checked.
I truly believe. Everybody needs that, right? Because, and not to cut you off, Alex, but
Mhm.
and I might sound, it might sound, I don't mean any offense to anybody that's listening to this, especially any man that's listening to this. But there's a couple different types of men in ministry that I can really recognize and see, how they kind of go about their way, and I can kind of look at their character a little bit and kind of see what kind of man they are outside of church, right? I'm not a follower, never have been. I'm not a submissive guy. I'm always a challenging dude. I've always been the guy that's going to everybody go right. I'm probably going to go left until somebody tell me I can't go there. Until you got to show me that I can't make it that way. Um, I'm just been that kind of guy because I've always had to try to find my way, right? Um, so whenever there's something going on, I'm gonna call it what it is, and I'm gonna very quickly determine if whatever it is that we're doing is going to be beneficial for me, or if it's something that I can see myself building off of,
Mhm.
if I can find some certain things within another person or another man that I can use I can develop my character with. I look for those particular things, but I'm not the man that you can always just tell something to, and then I'm just going to take it at face value and run with it. That's just not me. Doesn't matter what way it comes across. Also, when it comes down to accountability, if you're always talking and you're trying to preach to me, and you're telling me something, I need to know that I can hold you at the same kind of standard, hold you at the same kind of accountability, and hold you at the same kind of esteem. Because um, I only one that I'll blindly follow is Christ. So I need to be able to hold those things. I need to be able to hold you accountable a certain way as my leader. That was one of the great things that I liked about Bishop Gary and Pastor Andre Smith, because it wasn't so much that they're magnificent in what they do, it was the flaws that they showed, right? Bishop showed me from the beginning that he got some issues, right? It wasn't it didn't make him seem like he was above um he was a I don't know how to explain it, or what words to kind of go about it, but it just he seemed real to me, right? So it also
Kind of what you're describing, not to cut you off, is the actual relationship we're supposed to have with superiors through something that we call discipleship.
exactly.
So I can see in the person I'm following the qualities I need to follow,
Exactly.
and then they are honest with me and forthright and forthcoming about, hey, this is where I may have something wrong, or this is where I may have a struggle, or this is where, hey, you know what, I messed up here, don't do that,
Exactly.
this is how you
That
correct that area.
ex-
It's discipleship lived out through relationship. And what a lot of people don't have that anymore once they reach a certain level of acclaim or what they consider to be success. They start to try to only model for others certain things, but they don't have a standard that they aim at anymore in the earth. They think they just basically fall second in command under Jesus. And when you put yourself in that echo chamber, it makes it harder for you to hear anything that says something that, hey, maybe you have this wrong.
right.
Like there should be someone that can come along and tell you, hey, the way that you're going about this here doesn't look like the way you should do it. And you should be able to have that conversation in love without coming to blows. But
Exactly.
especially when you got something you're going through and you've got to kind of try to keep it under tuck until you just break it out, and you use it under the guise of you don't want to hear somebody arguing, or you don't want to
Mhm.
argue, or you don't want to vote on vision, or whatever the case may be. um I know the Bible speaks to there being success in a multitude of counselors. So once you start picking off counselors and you start picking off accountability, you're lining yourself up to essentially make your next mistake.
Mm.
And that happens to a lot of us. I can remember when I first took over the location I took over as a full-time pastor. Um, every check and balance that I had, because I was in such a remote place and my schedule got to what my schedule was, and I messed around and went through something with the organization that got me discouraged and displeased. All my accountability I essentially ran away from, and I was just pastoring from such a place of hurt and being somewhat rogue, honestly, spiritually,
Spiritually.
that I can get up there and perform for the people I needed to perform for. But then I was throwing these temper tantrums with my lifestyle,
Mm.
and nobody could check me because nobody saw it.
Right.
I'm out of town, I'm over somewhere else, and you can basically get away with doing whatever. Or I'm out at a time of night that I shouldn't see nobody that knows me well enough to check me on these things that I'm doing. Um, but it's not until I got, underneath the right type of authority, underneath the right kind of discipleship and brotherhood, to have people to keep me accountable. You know what I mean? And that's what's helped me develop, and it's helping me develop even further to where now the accountability works even when the person's voice isn't there.
There you go.
But
There you go.
honestly, hate to keep saying it, but that's lacking a lot in the body of Christ. So now what happens is we gauge what we should and shouldn't do based on social media reaction or outrage or perceptions of people who don't even know us.
Right.
When really you should have a brother or a neighbor close enough to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, you got that one wrong.
Exactly. And I think that like you just said, it seems like that's something that's definitely missing in the body of Christ. But from just a standpoint looking at the pulpit, honestly, in ministry, that's something that I definitely look for. You know, I should definitely be able to say, Alex, bro, you tripping. What you said, what you did, Alex, you tripping, bro. You out of line. That's crazy. And I feel like we have to love each other enough to show each other our failures, and not just the wins, right? If I'm going to follow you in discipleship, if I'm going to follow you and allow you to be my leader, then I'm looking for you to be able to be that in all aspects, right? And I'm looking for you for when you fall or when you stumble a little bit. I'm not down there to judge you at that place. What I want you to do is show me how you get out of that. So I know for me how I can actually, overcome that same particular obstacle that you're dealing with. Then at that particular time, especially not just as a member of your ministry, I respect you more as a man because I was able to see Alex fall and get up, right? And then you tell me, Rashad, don't step there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I respect that more. But it seems like to me that sometimes it's not that it's non-existent, but we, like you said, we hold some of our leaders to this highest acclaim, and it almost becomes like having that untouchable kind of feeling. I remember at a youth convention or something like that I went to when I was young, and I remember watching this pastor. It was actually a prophet. I forget his name, but they had it at the Orlando Centralplex. I remember watching this man of God get out of his vehicle, and he was walked with some people, and I remember how he was shaking some hands, a few hands. And I remember how he was going up on stage, and I remember it was a lady that was trying to have conversation with him, and I just remember how just the whole presence of him seemed angelic, like the whole presence of him. And if I could have a conversation with him, and me and him could have conversation, I wouldn't even know what to talk about because he just seemed that, he just, that aura of him just seemed that big. And not saying that there was something wrong with that, but what I'm saying is on this particular level, on this level, where I can still call your phone and you can answer, where you ain't got to do interviews and when you ain't got to go do this and all of that. I'm trying to grow. I'm following your ministry, man. I don't want to, I want to be able to follow you and realize and recognize that, there are some things that you might deal with and go through. There are some things that you might have issues with. Show me how to overcome some of these things. Show me those examples. I think I think it's important. Now, I'm not saying you share everything that you got to deal with. You keep some of that for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Keep some of that talk there, brother. We can't,
right. You ain't got to say everything.
Tell them all about it.
Yeah, you can't tell. But don't make it look like ain't nothing ever been wrong with you.
I don't have that luxury. I can't be that phony.
Right.
Like I tried that for probably the first 4 months of my ministry.
Mm-hmm.
I was 22, 23, said yes to God, to preaching the word. And I thought I had to turn into Jesus Jr. I was Jesus Jr. for about a good 4 months until I got to a wedding.
Really?
And everybody was having such a great time. and it hit me. I'm not enjoying myself right now because I'm worried about what these people think about me,
you.
not because of what God already thinks about me.
I can understand.
And that pretty much freed me. Now, did I take that freedom too far on several occasions? Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Huh?
And it's been learning to walk that line, that straight and narrow path, to see where the boundaries are for you as a person, and understand where there's safety and where there's danger.
Mm.
Because one of the things I'll rewind in our conversation, one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is where there's even some danger in places that you go, not because of sin, but just because of the appearance.
I get it.
If TD Jakes never pulls up to P. Diddy's birthday party, do we have any way of associating him with P. Diddy?
Yeah, I got it.
That's not to say that we as pastors or bishops or whatever can't go say happy birthday to people we know, can't pop up at a birthday party, this, that, or the other. But that proximity he gave to that relationship unfortunately put him in a position to be associated with some nonsense when some stuff come out.
Right.
And it's not I'm not even calling it a misstep or anything, but sometimes that's the dangerous line you walk when you allow yourself to get, I don't want to call it too close to the sun, but to get too close to the edge. It's just like, let's just say if me and you leave here, go pick up one of our homies and he says he needs to stop at an ATM. He goes in there and robs the bank, comes back out, gets in the car, and we drive
guilty.
off.
We all guilty.
We all going down in
That's
the car.
Right. And I'm telling, I'm snitching right off the bat. This Negro,
Hey,
he went in there, he robbed the bank.
You better put your plea in
Robbed
early.
the bank. I'm putting mine in early. Get the district attorney down here. I'm telling the day.
But the sad thing is, especially as it pertains to society, now we can be totally right with God.
Right.
And a lot of times we are, because God not only, knows us inside and out, but he knows our intent for being in a place, and he knows whether our intentions with being there were pure or not. When our intentions are pure and people still take things a certain way, that's just something we have to deal with. But at the same time, you have to be willing to take those lumps if you're going to walk that close to the edge. And I'm starting to see that certain risks that I've taken in the past, and even certain risks that I'm tempted to take now, just aren't worth it.
Well, first of all, I just want to tell you, don't pull up at nobody party that's out here living crazy like that. Don't you ever do that. Because I tell you, Alex, man, don't be out here going crazy.
See, and this goes back earlier in the discussion. I wouldn't tell
nothing
you I was
crazy.
going.
Alex, hey, listen.
You just had to catch me on the camera in the hoodie with
If
my shades on.
if I seen you at something crazy, I said, bro, you don't need to be there. You need to slide, bro. And I wouldn't tell nobody that you showed up, but I said, Alex, bro, you should. If I was somewhere that I shouldn't be, and you walked in as a pastor, I would have told you. I would have said, Alex, what? I know I ain't supposed to be being here, but you supposed to be. You can't be here. I told you to leave.
No, look, hey, either we
leaving. So now we got to leave together.
See me,
and I ain't see you. Right? But I'd have been like, bro, you ain't supposed to be here. You can't be here because I hold you at a certain kind of respect and esteem, Alex. You can't be here. Don't be here. And as a matter of fact, on Sunday we go to church. Don't tell nobody else you see me here.
No,
but just you don't come here.
And don't you? And when they do the altar call, don't you run up there doing all that?
And I'm gonna look at you up and say, Alex.
I saw Pastor Alex.
Yeah.
You get yourself right.
Look right over there and say, Alex.
Leave me right out of your confession.
No, because I'm gonna say, Alex, we need to go to the altar together. We need to repent for yesterday.
I'm playing bass. I can't get up right now.
I'm gonna say we need to go to the altar together.
Get him, Bishop. Get him.
Hey, but listen, for real. It just seems like that whole level of accountability just kind of vacates a little bit. And you don't see much of that. Other than that, let me ask you this. When everybody know you did wrong and everybody know you messed up and you publicly messed up, you were publicly caught red-handed in a place you shouldn't be, why is it that nobody hardly ever comes out and say, don't get on there and just try to make some kind of statement, or don't come and just try to butter, just say, hey, I got caught at a low moment. I gave in to the enemy and I did what I did. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have did that. I'm sorry I let y'all down or whatever. Why nobody just can't just come out and just say sorry?
Man, Sherrod in the chat hit the nail on the head.
What he said
earlier when he talks about the humility it takes to be able to hold up in certain moments like these, or to subject yourself to a certain level of accountability. Sometimes people just don't possess the humility to call their own foul. We've all been at the basketball court, and the most foulingest dude in the entire city fouls everybody all night long. And because there's no referee, he'll keep fouling and never admit that he fouled. And then he'll even be so stubborn that when he's in a situation with the referee, he'll argue with the referee that his fouls aren't fouls.
Yeah.
Because the last time he played, there was nobody there to call him.
Yeah.
So it's a vicious cycle of, I have no humility, I have no accountability. I've been playing the game my way, and I'm going to stick up for my way to such a degree that your way is always wrong.
That says a lot.
Because as a hooper, you know them dudes, man. You know they you got to know you fouling me. You got to know. You got nails. My arms are scratched up.
Yeah.
If you hit all ball, my arm wouldn't be scratched up.
You think it's, and I'm gonna take this somewhere else. I believe, and I truly believe, that in many of our relationships, it's things you get through things, and there become a different outcome to things when you actually just call your fouls. Just call your fouls. In a relationship, in your marriage, just it's easier when you just call your fouls. But I like what Sherrod said, and the humility has a lot to do with it. I know for a fact sometimes there's been times where like I knew that with whatever I'm talking about, whatever me and my wife are arguing about, that I'm absolutely dead wrong. Right? She's 100% right. Sometimes I will say, baby, I'm sorry. I messed up. Right? Now, same time, I might not say it. Sometime if I feel like, there's been a long time to where she hasn't apologized for something, right? And I just kind of hold that in my pocket. I'm like, I ain't apologize. She ain't apologize for nothing. I ain't apologize for nothing. But at some particular point in time, I realized that there needs to be a level of humility there for what I've done. And I need to apologize for my wrongdoing, whether I feel a certain way or not, right? And we make it past things. I just think that a lot of that humility is missing a lot, Alex. Ministry, leadership, it just seems like a level of humility just, again, is just not there. Because I watch, people of, high esteem, they come on, they make these statements, they say all these things. A lot of them don't even admit to the wrongdoing. A lot of them don't even apologize. But it just goes, I think it just goes so much further with people. And for the ones that are following you, so for the ones that are upholding you, if you just come out and say, hey, I made a bad decision. I was wrong. I messed up. I shouldn't have did that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I said that. I shouldn't have said that. You move past things. You can start the healing process a lot faster when you do that. But instead, people are. I don't understand why people don't do, especially if people in leadership. and somebody of your stature, Pastor Alex, I would 100% expect you to say, "Hey guys, I know what happened. You know, I'm not going to make excuses for what happened. What I'm going to do is apologize because I got caught in a bad time, a bad moment. I made a bad decision. I respect you more both ways."
Yeah, but unfortunately, respect isn't the currency that everyone's looking for
Yeah.
because a lot of people have been made rich, wealthy, and successful by the facade that they put on.
Right.
So as a result, they will protect that facade with everything that they have in them. Um, and even beyond that, going back a few steps, because you mentioned relationally, I noticed that every relationship I have has gone a lot better the more willing I am to get over myself.
Right.
And I believe that as a man, especially when it comes down to marriage, I have power to resolve every dispute and end every situation that's disturbing the peace in my home
Right.
by handling it with humility. And sometimes if I need to be firm, I can be firm, but I have the ability to bring it to a head, as I would say all men do. But it's a skill set you have to learn and a willingness you have to develop to decide that, hey, this thing is ending right here and we're going to work towards a resolution.
Mm.
And you have to be willing to listen and to speak in such a way that you'll be heard. But you as a man have the ability to bring those things to a head. Now it may not just go flip the switch automatically from, you know, Guns and Roses to Peaches and Cream
Right.
right then, but you have the ability to move it in that direction.
Yeah.
And you also had the ability to drag that thing on out.
Yeah. I've been known to do that time or two.
And as much as I like a good fight from time to time, just as a just because we all come from some good fighting. I love when my house is peaceful.
Yeah.
I love
I
looking
agree.
around. Everybody's either just happy or sleeping because ain't nothing going on.
I
When
agree.
I can just look around and be thankful that everything I have is held in peace. I ain't got to tiptoe around no corners.
Yeah.
I ain't got to go sneak and get dressed to get out of here. I ain't got to start no argument, leave, do nothing like that.
Right.
Everything is the way everything needs to be, and it doesn't require any extra, theatrics or anything on my part. I would rather have the peace. I value the peace much more than any other pride
I agree.
of just saying I was right. Now we're gonna have our moments when we disagree, and I'm gonna have to stand on my square. But at the same time, is it worth it? At the end of the day,
Yeah.
is it worth it? I mean, what are we
Yeah.
talking about in a lot of situations? Even when we go beyond marriage and bring it back to just the public perception and accountability, what am I really fighting to hold on to if I have myself in a position where I'm trying to put on a certain facade or give a certain face? I've never allowed myself to paint myself as being the perfect person anyway.
Hmm.
So that's not something I'm going to have to keep up. If I make it to a certain level from where I am now, they're going to be taking these mistakes and everything that come along with it on the way up.
Right. I hear you.
So they're there. Something come out on me, it's like it's not going to be that surprising. He's already on an open book and honest about his imperfection and his shortcomings anyway. And if some of the people that we see in today's limelight were more like that, it wouldn't be we wouldn't have such a outburst and outrage when things happen.
I honestly think that people are afraid more for their image than anything. You know what I mean? I think the image their image is so important that um you know they rather not admit the wrong to save face. Social media and everything else has came along now to where they don't get a chance to really say what's wrong and admit to the wrongdoing and get over it, it lives forever. It gets reposted, it gets made into a meme. Uh, you know, it gets shared and shared and shared and shared, and then maybe they got to relive that wrong that they made, that wrong decision, that L that they took on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
But I still think when you're in a position of leadership and you have those that follow, I would think that it would be more of a responsibility that you to have some of that humility to be able to call out when you messed up, when you made a bad decision, and how you overcame, or that you're just overcoming. But just to stand strong and stand firm and say, "Hey, I messed up. I messed up, but I'm going to get it right because I to me, I don't know. I'm a man, so I rather have respect and love any day."
Man, I'm gonna tell you one of the scriptures that set me free, and this isn't necessarily. I don't even really want to put the caveat on it. I'll just read it first.
Okay.
It's James chapter 5, verse 16. Very familiar passage of scripture. Confess your trespasses one to another
Mhm.
and pray for one another that you may be healed.
Mm.
For the effectual, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much.
Amen.
So God has even given us the requirement of accountability to each other, because that accountability feeds our prayer life. If I keep it real with you about what's going on with me, that gives you something to pray for when it comes to me. And the same thing happens in reverse. And as we're praying for each other, we experience the healing that we both need,
Right.
rather than in hiding, we both suffering and getting, torn up by the enemy. All we really have to do is pray for each
Just
other
pray for each other.
and be real about what we're dealing with, man. And it is my hope that no matter what level people are at, that they have someone they can confess to without judgment, and actually receive prayer. Even beyond counseling. Counseling is great and everything. Definitely, get you a counselor, because they're legally bound to keep your secrets.
Right.
But also have a brother or a sister you can talk to and keep each other in check about things without becoming another form of temptation for someone, because that's one big one I had to learn. You don't want to end up just becoming a buddy to someone in their sin, but you want to be an accountability partner. We not gonna let each other go down this road no more.
Right.
Not we gonna go down this road together just this one time.
Just one time. And picking who you choose to go down that road with is important, just as important, man, because you get that advice or get that rearing from somebody that's going to try to help you, that you want to help you get through whatever situation, and that'd be the absolute wrong person to talk to. That's going to be the one that's going to agree with you. That's going to be the one to tell you to leave your wife or leave your husband and all of that there. And they have no account. They're not holding themselves accountable to anybody else themselves. But you go to them for your information, and they just lead you astray with everything that they're saying. So it's very important, I believe, to pick that person who you decide to share that information with, and who to decide to discuss with, and somebody that's going to tell you the right thing, no matter what you thinking and what you're doing. I truly uh, love and respect you and Patrick and where we are, just because I feel like if you was going to do anything that was going to be able to harm your marriage, your relationship, your lifestyle, your job, I'm going to say, yo, bruh, are you smoking? Are you tripping? Alex, what are you thinking? Don't do that. And I'm not here to judge or whatever, but God knows it. I'm not gonna say, Alex, we can go and roll down that road one more time. And God knows I wouldn't. I wouldn't let you destroy anything like that. Would you coming to me with some kind of information, and vice versa? And the same thing for Patrick. I would never. I would never. And I expect you guys to hold me to the same kind of standard. But that's what that kind of brotherhood, that relationship is all about. I'm not looking for yes men around me, somebody that's going to be on my team and tell me about whatever I'm going through, whatever I'm dealing with, and how to, I'm not looking for somebody to tell me, be in cahoots with me. I'm looking, I'm trying to build. And I know when I do a lot of things wrong, but I also know the guys that I can call that second my bad decision. I know somebody that call to be like, yeah, bro, you don't need that. Slide from that. You don't got to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? I know those guys that I could call, and I'll never call them for any kind of advice, especially on something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because a lot of times when you deal with people like that, they'll be right after the thing they tried to get you to leave.
Absolutely. Hey, I done did that before.
As soon as you step on,
I done did that before. I done been that guy.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, it's a whole world out there.
I done been that guy, man. But listen, man. You got comments that you want to read?
No, man, it's been pretty calm. It's a big playoff Sunday.
Yeah, man.
Everybody's getting ready for the playoffs, first Sunday of the year. Hope everybody
who you got
found themselves in a house of worship today. Had a good service. We had a good service in the center.
Absolutely.
I finally got to put my bass down and cry a little bit in the corner, so I'm always happy.
Yeah, man. Spirit was high in service today.
I get to get free a little bit.
Amen.
As far as football goes, though, man, my heart is telling me that the Ravens might do it. My head says the 49ers.
49ers, man.
Vengeance, man.
Yeah, I think the 49ers are going to be the pick for this year. I truly believe so. The Ravens are monsters too.
I got to see Lamar. Got to make it, man.
Lamar got to make it.
Lamar got
to Lamar Jackson guy.
Otherwise, they go. I hate to see what happened to him if you don't.
Me too, but I definitely think
long summer.
Yeah, I definitely think the 49ers are going to be where they take it this year, man. You going to throw a Super Bowl party?
We might do a little something light. We ain't going to announce that on the platform.
Nobody just showing up.
That guest list is usually exclusive. Like, keep that a little small.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Either that or, I always know where to find the party.
That's right. That's right. We probably ain't going to do anything major, man. I just want to be with my man. I got a son now, so I be wanting art. I want RJ to watch something, and I want him to pay attention to it for a few minutes. While we watching the game or whatever. But I turn on the game, football or basketball, and he be yelling and stuff like that when I'm watching it. So be making me kind of proud. So first Super Bowl, watching a Super Bowl game with my son. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, man. Mine will be running around here paying half attention.
It's all right, man. It's all right. You got to
looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. Patrick Williams II, we see you in the chat. Hey,
Deuce.
Get off. You said you was going to church.
He in service right now.
Put your headphones back on the drum mode. Get back in the service.
Get back in the service, man.
You're better than this.
For real.
See, accountability.
Tripping.
This is what we're here for.
Especially, I'm going to tell Bishop. Should send him a text.
Patrick has left the chat. I'm just kidding.
But listen, man, it's been another episode of the Senator Saint podcast, man. We very much appreciate everybody that views and checks us out, man. We have a lot of conversations. We want to talk about a lot of things, man. We love and honor y'all, man. Have a good time. Have a good day. We out.